Well, the snow has come and gone here in southern Indiana, but it has left behind some chilly temperatures, partly cloudy, 32 degrees here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex as we bring you live coverage of some championship soccer between Knox and Southern Indiana FC. The winner will be crowned the KYTN Conference champion here in the United Premier Soccer League. Southern Indiana FC Soccer is presented by River City Mortgage. Your dream, our commitment. Well, good evening, everybody. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. A pleasure to be with you here on the ISC Sports Network as we bring you live coverage of this championship bout between these two teams. Brant, a pleasure to be with you. The winner gets a spot in the national tournament.
Yeah, you said it. You said it just right, Kurt. It's great to be back in the booth with you, my friend. A championship title on the line here tonight. These two teams met earlier in the season. That was a much different Knox team. We're in store for a good one here tonight.
Of course, it was still a very much different team for Southern Indiana FC as well, but still, that matchup was down in Knoxville, now back up here in New Albany. Home field advantage, but also Southern Indiana continuing a hot streak, 12 straight victories without a loss.
Well, and the Teal they're on a hot streak right now. They've had a great couple weeks. They clinched a spot in the Open Cup. They took on Lexington here in the semifinal, and they rocked that one as well. You had Brad Hodder sitting here with you last week, keeping my seat warm. So thank you, Coach Hodder, for keeping my seat warm last week. But they're absolutely on a tear right now, and they're ready for this one.
Of course, Knox definitely on a tear of their own. In fact, they have not lost a match since September 29th back against Tennessee Tempo on the road, whom, of course, they beat to get to this point. Of course, that was in a thriller, a 2-2 draw at the end, but on penalty kicks, they advanced to the summit, to the championship bout here as we get underway.
Yeah, you look at the two records between these two teams. They've had similar opponents, obviously being in the same conference, in the same division, but at the same time, you look at the Teal's record, you look at Knox's record, they've had some close competition. The Teal have done a great job closing out close matches so far this season. Knox, they've also done very well keeping matches close, whether it be a loss or a draw, they've kept matches close.
In fact, the only blemish on their record, if you want to call it that, over the last 5 matches, of course, being a draw at the end of regular season play against Lexington SC, and then, of course, getting that win over at Tempo in the semifinal to get to this point. Knox, of course, under the tutelage of Sahil Kapoor, as well as Guillermo Soares, the coaches of this amateur academy team affiliated with One Knoxville Soccer Club out of Knoxville. Of course, One Knoxville affiliated with USL League One, whom, of course, you see a similar description for Lexington SC, as Southern Indiana beat Lexington just a week ago. And already the proverbial feeling out process, and an early injury here for Southern Indiana down at the midfield. That is Jake Calderbank, who has worn the captain's band all season long and has certainly been reliable in the midfield all season long here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, unfortunately just legs getting tangled there, but that's what you don't want to see if you're Southern Indiana, is seeing your captain go down early. Good ball.
And now on the attack here, this is Sidi Muhammad trying to get the cross, checks up the defender, looking for Finn Rayleigh inside, goes behind him, and you also see Dylan Maris in on the attack as well with Diallo Irakoze. And so Dylan Maris, one to talk about as well here on the second game of his deal at the moment here with Southern Indiana, but he has certainly made a huge impact. Had a couple goals in the U.S. Open Cup match against Dalton United a couple weeks ago, and then had a beautiful assist to set up what ended up being a play of the year by Kellen Clegg on that front end a week ago against Lexington SC.
Yeah, you look back on that play that Dylan created. He pulled 3 defenders in that setup. Here's a great opportunity here for the Teal.
As Bezosa goes a little off target that time from the top of the 18.
Yeah, but going back to Dylan Maris, like I said, he pulled 3 defenders to him. He got the ball off. He was frustrated because he hit the crossbar, but that finish by Kellen Clegg was just absolutely spectacular. But speaking of Dylan, he did practice on Saturday. He's a massive leader on the field for this team. He's so tough on himself. Like I said, he was so frustrated when that happened. He thought he didn't have a great game, but in all perspective, he had a great game. And the players look up to him. They want to learn from him, especially Kellen and Finn, right? Kellen and Finn, they play right alongside him. So they're right beside him on the pitch, and they see the success that he's had, and they just want to keep learning from him. He's been a great asset for the Teal in the couple matches they've had.
Well, Brant McCoskey, we hit the ground running here with this broadcast. What are some keys to the game that you see for the Teal here this evening?
Yeah, we had a great call with Nick Hunter on Friday, and 3 keys to victory: play in a quick rhythm, 2 to 3 touch rhythm, keep the passes short. They've gotten caught up playing the long ball, unfortunately, a couple times this season, and they've lost possession that way. So keep the passes simple. The temperatures are going to wear on them. Just keep it simple. Move Knox side to side to exploit the defensive shape and create space in the middle of the pitch to create opportunities. They've done a fantastic job throughout the season doing that. And then defensively push them wide and make their play predictable. Create space in the middle for themselves as they push the ball forward in counterattacks or any other attacks.
Well, one thing that has been the bread and butter of Southern Indiana all season long has when they've been playing the possession game. They certainly know how to create turnovers in the middle, that they've certainly done already here in the first 4 minutes. But now, Knox trying to get an attack rolling this time, and they can't quite get anything organized as we get a glimpse of Zane Love for the first time for Southern Indiana FC, starting in goal. Once again, 3 clean slates all by himself this season. He had his last one against Dalton United in the U.S. Open Cup match, and we always stress his 6'5" frame is a huge asset to have in the net.
Yeah, he's an absolute beast in the net for the Teal. I like to call him the Flying Zach Edey. But at the same time, he's like you said, he's such a valuable asset for this team. With his wingspan, his size, he's not afraid to come off the line, not afraid to take one for the team. So he's so valuable back there for the Teal.
In the opposite net for 2 Knox, getting the start tonight is Logan Nelson, a former goalkeeper at West Virginia Wesleyan College, and now pursuing on a prospective pro career here with 2 Knox. Again, this is an amateur team in 2 Knox, which is affiliated with the 1 Knoxville Soccer Club, the fully professional USL League One side. So you see a couple of these players moving up and down. In particular, the backup goalkeeper tonight for 2 Knox is the 17-year-old Eli Keener, who is also the substitute goalkeeper for 1 Knoxville SC. So you see a lot of moving up and down amongst some of these players, which means they have a lot of talent that should not be taken lightly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's the deal, Kurt. You know, we had that conversation with Nick Hunter right before the Thanksgiving holiday, and you know he talked about Finn and Kellen up top for the Teal, and he said they have all-day batteries. These two can go back and forth all day long without getting tired, and that is one thing that is absolutely in favor for the Teal here tonight. Another thing that's in favor for the Teal here tonight, Kurt, as well, is that 2 Knox has been off for 2 weeks. They've been off for 2 weeks, whereas the Teal, they've had, you know, back-to-back-to-back matches. So great save there, great clear out there by Zane.
Zane Love comes way off his line, and it'll go out of play. While we have a moment, Chicken Salad Chick is proud to support Southern Indiana FC Soccer. We make our food from scratch every day using fresh quality ingredients, and we have up to 12 flavors of chicken salad, from soups, sides, sandwiches, and even desserts as well. We're located on Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville, and also coming soon to the Oxmoor Mall in Louisville, and you can also order online today. Chicken Salad Chick, a proud supporter of SIFC.
Miss hit there by Haji.
And we mentioned, of course, Haji Abdi Kadir missing most of the season due to an injury from the spring season, we should say, but finally getting back into the lineup here for Coach Nick Sturrett. Of course, on an interim basis at the moment before one Brad Hodder, who is formerly of the marketing and, of course, outreach department from Indy 11, but also a former head soccer coach in his own right at DePaul University. By the way, 352 victories in 32 seasons as a coach in college for Brad Hodder. Certainly looking forward to him taking over the mantle at the moment. He's on the sideline right now, but Nick Sturrett is the one calling the shots at the moment. Of course, we were talking with Nick Hunter, the owner of the side, earlier this week, and he said, you know, it's just a simple mantra of if it ain't broke, don't fix it right now. Of course, the same lineup that we saw from a week ago.
Yeah, absolutely, and like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they're rolling with that mentality, and here's a good look here by Haji.
And now Zane Love going to try and regroup things on the back line here, as 2 Knox has kept the ball on this side of the pitch here a little bit too often. And now SIFC trying to get an attack organized.
And this is what we love from Haji, building from the back. Another valuable asset for the Teal. He was sincerely and severely missed by the Teal earlier this season for those matches that he was out. It's great to see him back on the pitch.
And so Dylan Maris working up there with Clegg and Finn Rayleigh as well. We mentioned Dylan Maris a little bit before. A journeyman player, one of the pros, as many call him, formerly of Miami FC, Indy 11, even El Paso Locomotive, as there was a near attack, just foiled that time by the back line of 2 Knox. But there is Calderbank to get it right back.
Yeah, great step there by Jake in the middle of the field to stop that counterattack.
Here is Haji working up close here as he works with Maris. And Maris at the moment kind of taking up that attacking mid position, with Anderson back over the other way. Haji tries to push it forward. He finds Bezosa. Alan Bezosa, 7 goals on the season, one of the leading scorers this year for the Teal. There's a nice one touch by Finn Rayleigh. Has Sidi Muhammad on the left side of the penalty area, but just touches it a little bit too much, and it goes out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, you can see the frustration there by the players in the box, and especially just couldn't get that touch off where he wanted it and couldn't get it across the play.
So working the 10th minute already.
Yeah, great build up there for the Teal.
You know, we were talking with certainly the team earlier this week about how Coach Nick Sturrett, even though they got an early goal against Lexington SC in that semifinal, he felt that it was a little too early that they had that goal in the 4th minute, and they certainly held it 1-0 for the majority of that match, but Lexington SC was able to get an equalizer just on the other half of halftime, but luckily they were able to get that bicycle kick from Clegg to get back up. But still, sometimes there is both good and bad with scoring early in the game of soccer.
Yeah, it really is, because if you're not in the right headspace, it can really burn you. And Coach Nick Sturrett said we can really beat ourselves if we're in the correct headspace. We need to manage the moment. And really seeing that trophy out there tonight, can they capture the moment? Can they stay humble? Can they stay hungry and go out and get it?
Ball sent in here for Knox as they try to organize an attack. That was Dennis Ramirez working on the attacking front here this time.
Well, and Kurt, as we wait for the ball to be played back in, you know, looking back at the Teal this season, you know, they had a couple main goals this season when we were talking to Nick Hunter on Wednesday, and you know, their main goal this season wasn't to win a championship; it was to build championship habits and to build off of that. As we see Bezosa all the way back.
Lots of numbers back here for Southern Indiana as Knox has a lot of bodies forward.
But, you know, one of their main goals was to get revenge on Tennessee Tempo after the loss in the regional championship match in the spring. Check. Got that done. Wanted to host a playoff match. They did that. Make that 2 playoff matches with this match here tonight. They wanted to perform well in the Open Cup qualifiers. What'd they do? They clinched a spot in the Open Cup for 2025. So, oh, and by the way, the Teal won the regular season championship. So, they've checked everything off their list that they wanted to accomplish this season, which is absolutely massive. Now let's go get a title here tonight, which is exactly what Nick Hunter wants.
Well, right now, Knox adding a little bit on the attack right now, as they've held it on this side of the pitch.
Yeah, Knox has done a great job with the pressure here so far, but good job by the Teal so far as well, making sure that they haven't been able to break through.
Ramirez going to do the honors on the throw-in. Working in a lot of traffic. You see how many black jerseys are back right now here for the Teal. As Knox has SIFC playing a little on their heels at the moment as we work the 13th minute.
Yeah, great spacing here by Knox. As soon as they broke free out of that clump, they had so much space to work with on the opposite side.
That was Andre Navas working ahead. Fires down inside and handled there by Zane Love beautifully with that tall frame.
Yeah, as we look back at the replay, not a true threat here for Zane Love, but great ball movement by Knox so far here early in this match, Kurt.
That was sent in by Juan Puol, 2 goals on the year playing the midfield. But now Southern Indiana has a chance to get possession back here, and as they've done time and again, work the slow build. And now here's Irakoze working with Finn Rayleigh.
We've talked time and time again about Finn Rayleigh and what kind of a young superstar he truly has become for this Teal team.
Irakoze, though, turns it over deep in his own corner. He gets the ball back, though, as he tries to cross it into the penalty area. Nobody home that time. And Dylan Maris trying to flip it to himself here, and he does exactly that. But nobody there as Irakoze was out of position. Kept in here by Anderson. Flipped ahead now from Maris to Rayleigh. Rayleigh back to the top to Bezosa. And cleared back out here to Haji Abdi Kadir. Here is Sidi Muhammad.
Good ball.
Touches it to himself. Ball up in the air, headed back out and out of play. This will be the first set piece of the afternoon for Southern Indiana FC.
Yeah, looking back a couple moments ago, that was a great individual effort by Dylan Maris to keep possession of the ball and earn the ball back for the Teal, and then they could just play their game with it. And now they have a corner, which is fantastic.
So Alan Bezosa has been the man to do the honors on many set pieces so far. as we work the 15th minute. Bezosa sends it up, lobs it out, close to goal, up the head of Haji, doesn't get in there. Looks like it was defended by one of the backline players, but either way, Knox catches a break, but Southern Indiana keeps possession.
Yeah, great clearance there by Knox. Great ball in. Unfortunately, couldn't get another touch on it to put it in the back of the net, but great job by Knox defensively.
Bezosa in some traffic, leaves it for Maris. Back to Muhammad, and between he and Maris again.
I love watching Dylan Maris on the ball. He's so patient with the ball at his feet, even in congested spaces.
Pushes it over to Ethan Anderson. Anderson just fires from distance. Off the rebound, Kellen Clegg! Score! Kellen Clegg working the rebound like he did a week ago. 1-0 to the Teal in the 15th minute.
Ethan Anderson rips it from distance. Keeper can't make the save. Kellen Clegg is there to punch it home. 1-0 Teal in a championship match, Kurt.
Kellen Clegg working exactly like he always does, right in front of the net. They're off of the rebound from the save from the goalkeeper, Nelson. Let's take a look at this again.
Ethan Anderson, beautiful pace on the ball from distance. Kellen Clegg there to clean up the rebound. Excellent finish for the Teal. 1-0, and now they have to maintain. Now they have to push. Now they keep going.
Certainly not as early as a week ago, but still early nonetheless.
Again, have to play composed, have to play patient. No mistakes at the back, Kurt. What a finish.
But right now, Knox already has the pressure applied to them at the moment. So if you're head coach Kapoor, you're certainly telling your squad to keep mentally in check to try and not get this any more out of hand.
As we see here, the Teal with the pressure.
Sidi Muhammad with some space just off the 18.
What an optimistic rip from Ethan Anderson from distance with pace.
That may not go down in the stat sheet as an assist, but it was certainly close.
Yeah, and Kellen Clegg, just beautiful timing, made the right move, great cleanup.
By the way, Kellen Clegg's 7th goal of the season. He is the 3rd different player this season for Knox to score at least 7 goals. Of course, the others being Alan Bezosa and Vlad Paratiako, who is not in the starting lineup tonight, but has been at practice this week for SIFC.
Yeah, all 3 players that you just mentioned, Kurt, all 3 fantastic finishers for the Teal this season.
Maris working with Calderbank right now as Southern Indiana continues the possession game. Anderson up front here to Maris, has some room.
He thought about it.
He can certainly yank it from about 25 yards out, which certainly that was. Here is Haji. He fires from distance. Save off the post, off the rebound, and Rayleigh cannot connect there on an awkward angle. But right now, if you're Logan Anderson for Knox, I mean, you're getting the saves.
Yeah, if you're Anderson, if you're Anderson for Knox right now, you have to collect on those. You have to grab those. You have to go down. If you're going to go low, if you're going to knock those away, you better knock them away because the Teal players are right there to clean up, Kurt.
So Nelson puts it back in play. And there's a shoulder check that time. And it looks like the guilty party that time might have been Frankie Manrod, I believe. And we take a look at, again, easy foul right there for the official, and it was Frankie Manrod.
Yeah, Jake Calderbank, did a great job putting his body in the way to get the foul. Took one for the team there. Unfortunately, took a pretty big knock.
Calderbank with some space in the midfield, pushes ahead to Clegg. One-touch header, trying to find Rayleigh in stride.
Yeah, that was a great little deflection off the head there by Kellen Clegg to push it up to Finn Rayleigh. Unfortunately, Finn really couldn't collect on it.
And you see that a lot with Southern Indiana FC. have a lot of good chemistry, knowing that they can make those one touches happen and have someone be there.
Well, and they have the chemistry, and they know where their teammates are going to be. They know where the runs are going to be. The timing is fantastic on these runs for the Teal, and they have been all season long. It's been so exciting to watch how they play, how they communicate.
Kellen Clegg takes a little bit of a spill that time from Dennis Ramirez.
Yeah.
Knox takes possession.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looked like Kellen Clegg just turned right into the defender. Took a pretty big hit.
Ramirez sends it forward, trying to find the attacking mid. Dangerous ball now taken, cross inside off the side of the net. Good effort by Zane Love, but the attack there by Ben Brophy. 6 goals on the season. You can't give him an opportunity like that.
Yeah, and that was a good job there by Zane Love to pull back. As we look back at the replay, Zane Love, that ball wasn't going in the net, but he had to do everything he could to make sure it wasn't going in the back of the net. So, yes, they give up the corner kick, but they kept the ball out of the net.
Better to keep a goose egg and give up a corner kick rather than gamble and take your chances.
Yep, and now if you're the Teal, you just have to stay disciplined defensively, know where your man is, mark up, and get the ball out of harm's way.
Santos on the set piece, leaves it low. Easy to defend there for Southern Indiana. Here is Ramirez. Crosses back up ahead and missing the header that time, and clearly frustrated again there is Frankie Manrod.
Yeah, that was a good ball right at the penalty area. Just could not get his head on it, and the Teal come away unscathed after that possession.
You certainly noticed, though, you saw Zane Love eyeing that up right from the get-go, so there would have at least been a heady contestment right there from Zane Love had that gone to Knox's way.
Yeah, he absolutely knew where the ball was, but had that ball gone off the head, it just, you never know.
There's no telling where that's going to go.
Absolutely.
20 minutes gone, now into the 22nd minute. Long ball put forward. Bezosa can't quite get that one as it's corralled by Nelson.
And Bezosa always a threat up top there for the Teal, always creating space, creating opportunities. If you're the Teal, you're up 1-0, you keep pushing, you keep going, but at the same time, you get to play your game the way that you want to play it.
Ramirez tipping it around a little bit as you see some hand fighting between Maris.
Yeah, great job defensively by Dylan Maris.
And that is Garela working in the middle. And he knocks Anderson down at no whistle. Ramirez will send it back into play. Quick ball here and nicely done there by Anderson.
Good step there by Ethan Anderson. Lucky he may have gotten away with a handball there. And then he gets fouled, so here we go.
Well, be sure to discover the difference with Covenant Realty, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Whether you're searching for your dream home or seeking the perfect commercial space, Covenant is here to make your vision a reality. Contact owner Travis Atkinson today at 502-641-9951, and let's build something extraordinary together with Covenant Realty. Again, he's Brant McCoskey. I'm Kurt Darling, working the 23rd minute here of this championship match of the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference. The winner gets a spot in the UPSL National Fall Tournament. Or, of course, neither of these teams have been before. To Knox, a brand new side to the UPSL Kentucky-Tennessee Conference. Of course, Southern Indiana playing their inaugural season in the spring, but, of course, have been around for the last year and a half. But getting into UPSL action, it's amazing how quickly that this team has grown.
Yeah, and it's so much fun to see. And welcome to the UPSL to Knox. But at the same time,
here's a loose ball and a apparent tackle there by Nelson, the goalkeeper, tripping up Clegg. Clegg screaming for a penalty.
Yeah, Kellen has to be careful because he is protesting that, and the keeper's lucky he didn't get called for that because he came out and took out Kellen's leg.
Although you can certainly see why that was a no call.
Yes, absolutely.
Play on the ball that time, nothing apparently egregious there by Nelson. Sidi Muhammad, though, gets the steal, trying to keep possession. And it's bumped back out into the midfield, taken by To Knox. Luca Perrin, though, disrupts it. another mid-season acquisition. Even though he was on the active roster at the beginning of the fall season, he had to finish up his college play at Georgetown College before he was able to be activated mid-season. He has also been a heck of an acquisition on that backline midfield position, along with Ethan Anderson.
Yeah, Luca Perrin, another massive presence, a huge asset on that back line for the Teal. He's been a great player for this Teal team on that back line. Had a great Open Cup match a couple weeks ago. Did fantastic on that back line in helping set up a couple of Dylan Maris goals, which was great. But yeah, it's great to see him on the pitch as well.
In fact, between 3 of the 4 defenders you have, including Zane Love, in that back part of the field here for Southern Indiana FC, between Perrin, Anderson, as well as Zane Love, all of them averaging about 6'4". Certainly good to have some size on that back line defending.
Yeah, and Kurt, looking at my size from my playing days, I'm 5'10" on a good day. So going up against those guys in my playing days would have been a little difficult.
Still, though, you probably had a lot of speed being a striker.
It helped. Yeah, it definitely helped.
Here's Irakoze trying to work away from Maris. He leaves it now for Bezosa, and it goes out of play. And I should say working away from Ramirez. And now keeping it on the near sideline. Into the middle, stolen away here by Knox.
Yeah, bad giveaway there for the Teal.
That was Andre Navas who came away with the steal. Keeping it in play along the near sideline. Nobody home for Knox, and Zane Love will corral it.
Well, and Kurt, going back to what we were talking about earlier with Knox being new to the UPSL KYTN conference, the Teal did play in the regional championship tournament match in the spring, losing to Tempo 3-1. Which is why one of their goals this season was to get revenge on the Tempo, which they did. But, the Teal are new to the UPSL, as this is their inaugural season, but they sure don't act like it. They don't play like it. They've been a pretty dominant team from the get-go here.
Moving ahead here is Leonardo Santos. He gets it stolen away by Bezosa, trying to track it down to Finn Rayleigh. But Finn Rayleigh, even though he is speedy, not quite speedy enough to track down that one behind the defenders.
I was about to say, Kurt, it is rare to see Finn Rayleigh not get on the other end of one of those, considering how fast he is.
Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is proud to sponsor SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean, renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean energy with new solar projects all across southern Indiana. Learn more at orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Ethan Anderson, again stellar tonight, had the header as well as the push ahead to set up Kellen Clegg on that early goal for Southern Indiana.
Oh, what a move.
Here is Maris spinning around the defender, one-on-one with Leonardo Santos, but Santos just able to meander it away from him. But here is Perrin to corral it. Anderson up to Bezosa. Bezosa splits the defenders, touches it ahead to Finn Rayleigh at the top of the 18. And Rayleigh will set up Irakoze. Irakoze trying to get some space here on Ramirez. Irakoze again. Crosses it in front of the net. Off the inside. Calderbank back to Bezosa with the right foot that time. Maris trying to track it down, and Nelson gets there first for Knox.
Yeah, great build up there for the Teal. I apologize for calling Nelson Anderson earlier. That was my apologies to Knox. It's Nelson. I do sincerely apologize for calling him the wrong name, but great way to come off the line and collect there at the corner of the box.
Abdi Kadir over to Calderbank. Back over to Anderson again. Squaring things up a bit here with Irakoze. And a miss hit there that time, trying to track down Irakoze, stolen away by Santos.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate giveaway there for the Teal. Let's see what Knox can do here with a lot of space.
Here is Navas trying to go coast to coast that time, but his pass intercepted by Haji.
Great step by Haji there in the middle of the field to knock away that counterattack.
Here is Sidi Muhammad trying to work it ahead. Stolen away by Knox. Pushing ahead now. Here comes Garela. Over to Brophy. And Haji Abdikadir, the certainly ever-present defender, working it away from him again. And Southern Indiana takes possession back here as we now work the 30th minute here of the first half. Anderson with the one touch, trying to get it to Irakoze. Gets the steal, but touches it out of bounds.
Yeah, it was a great job there by Ethan Anderson to win the ball back. Unfortunately, knocked it out of bounds.
Loose ball as Luca Perrin tracks that down and will touch it into the feet here of Zane Love. Still 32 degrees right now in New Albany as the sun continues to set. Sidi Muhammad with possession on the right side of the 18, rather the left side, I should say, and it's poked out of bounds. A corner kick coming up for the Teal.
Again, great build-up there for the Teal. It's just out of his reach, but causes a corner.
So here we go as Sidi Muhammad, again, just trying to get that attack, but foiled by that back line.
Yeah, tries to cut it back in. Great sliding tackle, knock away. 4-2 Knox on that one.
Well, Southern Indiana FC is brought to you by New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning, serving Louisville and Southern Indiana since 1978. For more information and get a free quote, 812-944-6019 or Google New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning. Well, the set piece foiled there by Knox as you see a hard tackle by Calderbank, and Calderbank going to get whistled for a foul that time.
Yeah, Southern Indiana was appealing a foul there in the box, and then Knox comes out with a counterattack, and Jake Calderbank tracks him down just a little too hard on the tackle from behind.
And the first goal scored by Kellen Clegg in the 15th minute. It has been 15 minutes since that goal was scored, and now we have another 15 before halftime. Ethan Anderson just going to poke that one out of bounds. And it'll be a corner kick coming up here for Ramirez and Knox.
Yeah, Ethan Anderson tried to be strategic in playing it into the corner, but unfortunately, Knox on the attack, and Ethan Anderson didn't really have a choice but to knock it out of bounds, creating a set piece here for Knox.
Leonardo Santos to take the corner again.
Good ball.
Line drive, and that goes off the head of Ethan Anderson up on that upper corner of the goalpost. And now we'll do it again.
Yeah, good ball in here to that near post. Ethan Anderson flying high to knock that ball out of bounds.
Again, lots of tall bodies down low there for Southern Indiana to help out Zane Love.
That's a great problem to have in situations like this where you need big bodies in the box to knock the ball out.
Keeping it low this time, Knox again.
Oh, good steal.
And that is Sidi Muhammad using his speed to poke that away. And Sidi Muhammad again with another steal. Clegg pushes the ball ahead, but nobody is there for SIFC.
Yeah, Bezosa was there on the far side, but did not have the speed to get to it.
Taken by Calderbank here with some help from Rayleigh. Calderbank lets it fly from deep and easily handled by Nelson.
Now that one we can call optimistic there by Jake Calderbank. He didn't know what the goalie was going to do, but at the same time, that was pretty far out, Kurt.
Let's just say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Absolutely right. Thank you, Wayne Gretzky.
'34th minute here in New Albany.
Great
Another
sliding.
big slide, that time by Irakoze.
Good job, Jake.
Calderbank fighting there with Navas. Calderbank gets touched to the ground, taken here by Ramirez. Ramirez trying to get around Anderson. Looks to the outside this time with Garela. And he crosses that one a little too long over the goal and out of bounds for a goal kick for Love.
Yeah, Jake Calderbank absolutely doing everything he can to make sure that ball does not go towards his net, putting his body on the line multiple times here tonight.
Well, not just multiple times tonight, multiple times this season.
Yeah.
You see Calderbank being that presence in the middle, not only providing leadership, but also getting physical when he has to.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not afraid to take a hit. He's not afraid to take a shot from a opposing defender or opposing attacker in order to keep the ball out of the back of his own net.
Southern Indiana opting with the slow build here again as Iroquois tries to work it up through some traffic. Touched off of the calf of Ramirez. Throw in for Southern Indiana.
Well, and that's the thing, Kurt. When you have a 1-0 lead, you can play with a little leisure. You can play with a little patience, a slower tempo, which is nice, but at the same time, you don't want to get too slow.
Better to have 2 goals than 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't want to. You want to be able to push the pace whenever you want, but at the same time, the Teal have done a fantastic job with making sure that they're maintaining possession and pushing the pace here.
10 minutes remaining here in regulation. Stoppage time notwithstanding. And trying to push it ahead to Clegg that time. Maris tries to get the steal that time. No dice there from Juan Puol. Instead, it is Calderbank. Calderbank with a little bit of momentum. Top of the 18, gets it poked away.
Yeah, unfortunately, just a heavy touch there by Jake. Great job winning it in the midfield, but just a heavy touch. Couldn't push the ball off to a teammate.
Knox with some nifty ball movement here, moving it upfield. Here is Navas. Navas gets tripped up there by Bezosa, and a free kick from not the best of positions if you're Southern Indiana, but if you're Knox, you're given a pretty big opportunity that you certainly want to try and cash in on.
Yeah, this is a dangerous spot. If you're Knox, let's try to capitalize, but if you're the Teal, man, this is a dangerous spot. Luckily, you have Zane Love in the net, but at the same time, they can strike from here.
So you have Ramirez and Santos standing over the ball. You're looking at about a 30-yard kick here from where the ball is spotted to the center of the goal, where Zane Love is standing. Santos.
That's a good ball.
Sends it on the far side, hoping for a header. Precarious spot and cleared out by Abdi Kadir. And Clegg coming up with the steal, and now here's a big run with a few numbers from Southern Indiana. Sidi Muhammad wins the ball, but tracking it down is Franklin Van Hogen. But now another break on the ball as Nelson comes way off his line to post that out of play. What a play there by Logan Nelson, knowing that the defense was collapsing, and he just saves a possession there for Knox as we have an SIFC player down on the pitch.
Yeah, excellent hustle there off the line by Nelson. A gutsy move there by Nelson as well. Here come the Teal. Defensively, Knox loses it here, and then Nelson just puts his body on the line to make sure that ball is knocked out of bounds. Excellent job by Nelson.
But how about that touch from Muhammad to go around the defender, set himself up, and if Nelson is not there to corral that.
He's walking it in. He is absolutely walking it in if Nelson is not there putting his body on the line.
So Muhammad showing why he is certainly a pro's pro as well on the attacking front. Perrin here working with Anderson. Anderson trying to touch it ahead here to Clegg. It's intercepted by Knox.
Yeah, good little tap away there by the defensive line of Knox.
Here is Von Hogen working now with Manrod.
Oh, great steal here.
Southern Indiana trying to harass him as Clegg nearly gets the touch that time, but Manrod is able to just get possession of it, and he sends a good ball ahead here to Ramirez.
Oh, good ball in.
Ramirez trying to push it ahead this time. That looks like Brophy. And it's going to be a free kick here to Southern Indiana as Perrin and Brophy got tangled up going for the ball.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Knox had a ton of space on this near side. They could have taken a few more touches and created some more space in the middle, but played it too soon on the counterattack and lost possession.
One touch ball again from Maris as he sets up Bezosa. Bezosa looking for Maris again, sends it a little too long that time.
Yeah, it was a great splitting pass by Bezosa. Maris was running onto it. Unfortunately, just too much power on the pass.
Irakoze weaving through two defenders, trying to make it a third, but it's touched off of the foot there of Dylan Modano.
And this is exactly what Coach Nick Sturr wants. He wants those 2 to 3 quick passes, quick ball movement, getting a couple touches on it, moving the ball quickly, spreading the ball wide. It's exactly what Coach Nick Sturr wants from this Teal team, and he's seeing it right here in the first half.
Here's Abdi Kadir, a low ball right into the feet of Clegg. Touched out of bounds. Ref signals Southern Indiana throw in. That time Matthias Argudo was in on that one as well, along with some help from Juan Puol. Well, for over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision have been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers. With certified technicians in New Salisbury, Georgetown, and Clarksville, they'll handle all of your insurance claims and get you back on the road fast. You can find Martinsville Body Shop and Clarksville Collision online or on Facebook. Some more attacking prowess here from Southern Indiana as we now tick into the final 5 minutes of regulation here in the opening half.
And this is what I love seeing from the Teal is, you know, if they get clogged up, play the ball back out, let's try it again, let's create some more space.
Anderson tried to push it ahead to Irakoze that time, but a mishit that time, and it sends back in. But as you mentioned, Brant, right back for Calderbank, they'll try it again.
Yep, reset.
Here is Haji. And two Knox content to let many of these players here for Southern Indiana work with some space. Bezosa over to Maris. And now back to Luca again here as he'll send it over to Anderson. Close touch that time as Anderson pushes ahead to Clegg. Back over to Bezosa. Bezosa sends it in. Far side to Irakoze. Irakoze, two touches up inside the penalty area. Nobody home there. Rayleigh a little bit out of position. Same thing with Clegg.
Yeah, and build-up wise, this is exactly how the Teal can be so dangerous. We've seen it time and time again this season, Kurt. The slow build-up, the gradual build-up, and then boom, they hit you with pace, and they create so many opportunities that way. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize on that one, but great build-up for the Teal.
Bezosa now has Maris. Maris changing direction, pushes over now to Haji.
Again, so calm in congested areas.
Haji sends it up, trying to find Bezosa, but Nelson is there to break it up.
Again, another gradual build-up there. But Dylan Maris, absolutely beautiful play in congested space, turns around, finds open space, and then they send it into the box. Great vision by Dylan Maris.
Here's a chance now for two Knox. Santos over to the left side, pushes forward. Contested there by Irakoze. Ball ahead now, trying to find Ramirez. Ramirez pressured in the corner and tries to get around Irakoze, and they're going to say that is off Irakoze, so a corner coming up again here for two Knox.
Yeah, again, finding space for two Knox on that near side, just sends him down the sideline, but Irakoze, great job defensively to knock the ball out of bounds, unfortunately causing a corner here in a set piece, but great job defensively.
Few bodies getting warm here on the Southern Indiana sideline as Ramirez lobs that up, and it goes off the top of the net and out of play. It did not get touched by Love. Goal kick here for Zane.
Two Knox absolutely ranting and raving for a corner kick. Looking at the replay here.
Barely.
It looks like that ball may have already been out of bounds before Zane Love may have gotten a fingertip on it, but that ball was already out of bounds.
Approaching the final 90 seconds of regulation.
And if you're Southern Indiana, the final 90 seconds plus stoppage time, you don't want to be that team that makes the mistake.
Here is Rayleigh. working in some traffic, loses possession. Maris coming up to contest. And now pushed ahead with some good ball movement from Knox.
Yeah, great ball movement.
Here is Navas.
Here.
Pushes it over now to Ramirez, who has a lot of space. Crosses it up inside, headed out there by Luca Perrin. But now off of a second chance opportunity from distance, and Zane Love is just able to redirect that one. It was probably off target anyway, but again, Love diving for that ball, and they say he touches it out of bounds. Another set piece for Knox.
Yeah, a scary moment there defensively for the Teal. Great pressure from Knox. Sends the ball in. Like you said, Kurt, that ball may not have been going anywhere near the net, but Zane Love doing everything he can to make sure of that. Yes, it sets up another set piece, but hey, like you said, better to keep the goose egg than put one in the back of the net. So
Ramirez gonna work with his opposite leg here. Sends it up, headed close, and very, very close take again there by Knox. It gets headed out of bounds.
Yeah, good ball in right at the near post and flicks it on. Nobody on the backside can get a hold of it, and the Teal can take a deep breath as we tick closer and closer to halftime.
And now we are within stoppage time out of the first 45. By the way, it looked like that was Franklin Von Hogan who just got a piece of that with his noggin. But once again, we talked about it before. When you get the header like that, you really have no idea where it's going to go.
Yeah, Zane Love was really stopped in his tracks. As soon as that ball took that deflection, he had no idea which way to go. Luckily, it goes out of bounds for a goal kick for the Teal.
So still ticking within the first minute of stoppage time. We can anticipate at least maybe 3 minutes of stoppage time. As Santos tries to push ahead. Tough play there by Maris to get the ball back. Tries to push it ahead to Rayleigh. Nelson off his line. Clegg tries to take advantage of the empty net, but sends that off target.
Yeah, great job by Finn Rayleigh there to create pressure on Nelson. Nelson hits a bad ball, and Kellen Clegg, just couldn't get it on target.
So at least 1 more minute of stoppage time here as we continue to move past the 45 plus 2. Nobody home there for Knox. So 1-0 here as we get closer to halftime. Kellen Clegg scoring his 7th goal of the season for Southern Indiana. That happening in the 15th minute. And now Knox has been playing from behind ever since. A couple heady attacks, but same thing for Southern Indiana as Bezosa tries to take advantage of the waning seconds of the opening half. Bezosa off the one touch from Maris. And it gets touched out of bounds, but there is the whistle for halftime. 1-0 to Southern Indiana FC after a competitive first half of this championship match of the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference here in UPSL action. With Grant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. We'll be back after this quick timeout. You're watching Southern Indiana FC Soccer here on the ISC Sports Network.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I forgot what I missed, but I remember that high. first thing I'd say. This is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts,
Hardly
Pacers, Indiana sports every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Well, tonight's broadcast of Southern Indiana FC is brought to you by Chicken Salad Chick, where we make our food from scratch every day using fresh quality ingredients. We have 12 flavors of chicken salad plus soups, sides, sandwiches, and desserts. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. Visit Chicken Salad Chick on Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville and coming soon to the Oxmoor Mall in Louisville, or you can order online today. It's halftime here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex in New Albany, Indiana. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Competitiveness, certainly the big word to talk about there when you're talking about that opening half of match play.
Yeah, both teams doing a fantastic job. Extremely competitive on both sides of the ball, defensively and on the attack from both sides. 2 knocks. One thing that I've noticed, as soon as the Teal get the ball, they are on the ball. They are swarming like crazy, but the Teal have done a fantastic job being patient on the ball. They've had great gradual build-up, creating space, but the biggest thing for the Teal right now is staying disciplined defensively, especially in tight spaces, under pressure. 2 knocks getting a couple big opportunities there towards the end of the first half. Luckily for the Teal, they came away unscathed.
Of course, we saw this in their previous match in the semifinal against Lexington SC. They go up 1-0 early. Granted, this time not as early, but still early nonetheless. And then Lexington able to get that equalizer early on in the first half. So if you're Coach Nick Sturrett, you're certainly looking to at least be clamped down in these first 5 minutes to make sure that you're at least dominating that back line if you're SIFC.
Well, and Kurt, you're absolutely right. That is one thing the Teal did a fantastic job is not letting up that goal after they put one in the back of the net, right? Not making that mistake at the back, giving them a bigger opportunity. And that's something I think they trained on this week, is making sure that, hey, if we go up a goal ahead, let's make sure that we are staying as disciplined as we possibly can defensively to make sure that we're not giving them that opportunity.
Certainly the last time these two teams met, it was back, of course, earlier on in the season on the road for Southern Indiana, at home for 2 knocks, mind you. That was back on September 1st. It was a 3-0 victory. That was actually the first victory of this 12-game winning streak for Southern Indiana FC. But as you mentioned, and it was certainly seen so far here tonight, an entirely different 2 knocks team from what we saw a couple months ago.
A massive difference when it comes to this 2 knocks team. They've had time to grow together. They've had time to gel. That chemistry is truly there, and we've seen it on the pitch here tonight, Kurt. That first match between these 2 teams, it was 1-0 going into halftime. And really, it was an extremely competitive match, just like this one here tonight. But at the same time, it kind of went away there in the second half with a 3-0 victory for the Teal there in that first matchup. But really, they've gelled, they've grown together, and they're playing so well here together on both sides.
Certainly a couple players to look at for 2 knocks as well, who have been all over the place tonight. Dennis Ramirez, he's been on that attacking left side, who has really set up and created a lot of opportunities for 2 knocks so far.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job. He's been all over the field for 2 knocks here tonight. It's been really exciting to watch, and unfortunately just hasn't been able to capitalize on those opportunities.
Indeed, he hasn't. Still, though, we have a lot to talk about going into this second half, but when we come back, we'll take a look at some first half highlights. Certainly a lot of them to look at here. Stick with us. You're watching SIFC Soccer here on ISC.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I forgot what I missed, but I remember that high. The first thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query,
And I'm Derek Schultz.
and we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
Five of them. Can you believe it? Two best buds talking Colts,
Hardly that.
Pacers, Indiana sports every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Well, be sure to discover the difference with Covenant Realty, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Whether you're searching for your dream home, seeking the perfect commercial space, or looking to transform your property through renovation or construction, Covenant is here to make your vision a reality. Contact Travis Atkinson today, and let's build something extraordinary together. Call 502-641-9951 today. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Brant, let's take a look at some first half highlights, of course, put together well by our producer, Sean Walker. Taking a look at this one early on, both teams feeling each other out.
Yeah, feeling each other out is right, Kurt, but two Knox really, Zane Love, no real threat there, and then we've got the corner here. No, that was Haji going up for the header, sorry about that. But then a great clear out there by two Knox.
And then, of course, you had Anderson putting the ball in and Kellen Clegg with the finish.
Yeah, and what I love about this one is Ethan Anderson, the confidence to rip it from distance, and then Kellen Clegg just there to clean it up. Fantastic finish.
Still, though, the attacks kept coming, both from Southern Indiana FC as well from distance. That time you saw Haji and then Finn Rayleigh trying to get another one as well, just an odd angle. But, of course, two Knox would get a few licks as well.
Yeah, Zane Love absolutely massive for the Teal here tonight because two Knox has had some really good opportunities like we talked about in the first halftime segment, Kurt. They just haven't been able to capitalize. Zane Love has done a fantastic job, and they just haven't been able to put one in the back of the net.
And then, of course, set pieces. There have been a lot of them here for two Knox. That one coming close.
Yeah, way too close. Way too close for comfort if you're Zane Love and the Teal defensive line. Luckily, going into halftime, 1-0 up.
We'll take a look at this crowd here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex. Again, Southern Indiana FC have done an excellent job of getting out into the community, making sure that they are known to the people of not just New Albany, but also Cordon, where they train, and, of course, surrounding communities in the greater Louisville metro area. It's 32 degrees and falling temperatures right now, and you have a good crowd here certainly braving the cold temperatures.
It's 32 degrees outside, falling temperatures. It's also the back end of a holiday weekend, Kurt, and this team this community has truly wrapped its arms around this team, and they are showing out for it. Sledge. It's Sledge.
And, of course, Sledge making an appearance as well here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex. Of course, the mascot there for Southern Indiana FC. Lots of investments certainly being made by this club, and certainly lots more to come going into the remainder of what we can expect to be this season, but also next season and beyond as well. It is 1-0 here at halftime at the Green Valley Soccer Complex. We'll take one final timeout. Second half coming up next here on ISC.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I forgot what I missed, but I remember that high. First thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query,
And I'm Derek Schultz.
and we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts,
Hard to believe
Pacers, Indiana sports every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I forgot what I missed, but I remember that high. First thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is proud to sponsor Southern Indiana FC as well as ISC Sports Network. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean renewable energy. Their power is there's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean energy with new solar projects all across Southern Indiana. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Well, alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. It is 1-0 here at the end of halftime, going into the second half of this championship match for the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference between SIFC and Knox. Brant, you and I were talking about it during the break. What do we need to see from SIFC here in the second half?
Yeah, for the Teal, really, it's continue to be patient on the ball. Make sure that you're staying disciplined defensively, and you have got to keep a cool head. Cooler heads will prevail. This match could get chippy here towards the end. It's going to be extremely competitive, and just continue to use that gradual build-up, creating space, and collect on those opportunities. Go win that title if you're the Teal.
Southern Indiana looking for their 13th win in a row. No losses this fall season, only one draw coming at the very beginning of the season to Lexington SC. Ever since then, it has been 12 straight wins, looking for lucky number 13. Southern Indiana FC, again, one of about 20 undefeated sides in the entire country out of the 200-plus teams that are affiliated with UPSL.
And that's an incredible stat, considering the fact that, like you said, Kurt, they've been around for a year and a half. They've only been, this is their inaugural season. They played in the tournament championship match in the spring, but at the same time, this is, it's so much fun to watch this team. It really is.
Southern Indiana, 47 goals in league play this season. By the way, we'll have a substitution coming up here for Southern Indiana, as we're going to have Brad Hornback making his postseason debut here tonight, as Ethan Anderson will be checking out of the ball game. So a few moving parts here for Southern Indiana and Coach Nick Sturrett. And of course, Brad Hornback, certainly a capable sub coming into this game as well. He's a native of Louisville, attended Ballard High School across the river. certainly adding a little bit of speed to the midfield, but without Anderson in the back line here, you're subbing a little bit of size back there.
Yep, you're losing a little bit of size. I'm a little surprised by the switch, but Coach Nick Sturt knows exactly what he's doing. But like you said, Brad Hornback, he's got some speed there at the back. He's good side to side. He's not afraid to run all the way up the field as well, but he's great at tracking back. So great skill for skill there.
Still, though, outside of the Hornback substitution, the remaining 10 players from the starting lineup for Southern Indiana FC going to stay on the pitch here for the time being. Of course, among them, the attacking front in Dylan Maris, as well as Finn Rayleigh and Kellen Clegg. Clegg getting that goal to put Southern Indiana up 1-0. And then, of course, in the midfield, Sidi Mohammed, Haji Abdi Kadir, Diallo Irakoze, and Jake Calderbank along with Alan Bezosa.
And I love what, as they broke that huddle, you hear him say, together. This team is absolutely in this thing together. They've played together. They've trained hard together. They've only drawn one match together. They haven't lost one together. So this team they really are a family, and that's exactly what Nick Hunter and the rest of the organization is looking to do with this team.
And of course, when we were talking with Mr. Hunter earlier this week on our Zoom call and pre-production, one thing we talked about, of course, is Dylan Maris. You know, when he talked with Dylan Maris after that semifinal match against Lexington SC, even though he played phenomenally, creating a lot of opportunities, he was still beating himself up for at least not putting a couple goals on the back of the net. We were expecting him to be coming out guns a-blazing here. Well, even though he has had a few opportunities, we're probably going to see a little bit more from Dylan Maris here in the second half.
He plays with fire, and that is one thing that I absolutely love about Dylan Maris. He's shown it time and time again in his long career as a professional, but at the same time, he's such a fierce presence for this team, and just a great player to have on the pitch if you're the Teal. And like you said, he can be fiery. He can absolutely be fiery.
Well, meanwhile, Knox trying to stoke the flames themselves here as they come out swinging here in this second half, trying to get a little bit of an attack going, but Southern Indiana handles it well. And a slight pull of the shoulder there from the defender of Knox on Irakoze as Bezosa takes it up in the midfield.
Yeah, great job there by the Teal to build up with speed. A bad giveaway here.
Irakoze's pass intercepted there in the midfield by Knox. That was Leonardo Santos, who, of course, like Dennis Ramirez, has been all over the pitch here tonight for Knox. Here is Von Hogan pushing it a little forward and trying to create a little opportunity that time for Ben Brophy. And Brophy just lets that one go away from Luca Perrin.
Yep, and Zane Love making sure that he can take a little time there.
Well, Chicken Salad Chick is proud to sponsor Southern Indiana FC Soccer. We make our food from scratch every day using fresh quality ingredients. We have 12 flavors of chicken salad plus soup side sandwiches and desserts. We're located in Jeffersonville along Veterans Parkway and also coming soon to Oxmoor Mall as well as Oxmoor Mall in Louisville, or you can also order online today. You can certainly see the numbers that Knox have been putting forward here, making it a little bit more difficult for this back line of Southern Indiana.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need to do coming into this second half. You're down 1-0. You need to push as much pressure forward as you possibly can against this Teal back line.
And, of course, as it stands at the moment, Haji Abdi Kadir, Luca Perrin, and Brad Hornback taking up that right back position, subbing in for Ethan Anderson. Here's a one-touch from Alan Bezosa trying to push it ahead to Rayleigh. He gets the ball back. And Bezosa tracks it down into the feet of Abdi Kadir. Haji sends it long to the other side to Irakoze.
Great touch there by Irakoze to keep the ball in possession.
Irakoze tries to get the cross, puts it off the feet of Ramirez. Set piece here for Southern Indiana. So a rare set piece here for Southern Indiana. They only had a couple in the first half. The set piece is dominated by Knox in that first 45. But an opportunity here for Southern Indiana to double up here on Knox.
And you can hear the winds howling into the microphone on the field, Kurt. It is extremely windy here in New Albany.
And we have a second ball coming from one of the pickup soccer games that we have going among the youngsters here along the sideline. Zoza keeps it short and will send that one into the parking lot off the foot of Garela.
And that is one thing that I absolutely love seeing at every single home game, Kurt, is the pickup soccer matches. They're like, you know what? We'll be here. We'll be present at the matches, but we're going to go play our own game out here. This is great. I love it.
Well, trying to get the ball to the corner right there. Sidi Muhammad with a little bit of a mishit. Better to have a mishit in dead ball situations as opposed to live ball. You mentioned the wind, Brant. 30 degrees right now, getting close to the 20s right now here in New Albany. Bezosa will lob it high this time to the far side. Here is Maris to pick it up on the far side. He sends it back in, headed towards the goal that time by Clegg, looking for goal number 2. It's poked out of bounds off of the hands of Nelson. A nifty save there by the young Nelson there, getting that one to go.
Yeah, great ball in by Dylan Maris. Kellen Clegg falling backwards, actually. Gets a lot of power on the ball. Just couldn't get it towards the net. Just pushes it wide, but a great opportunity there for the Teal and another set piece. Man, that wind is howling.
You can certainly hear it. It is a stiff, brisk breeze here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex. Bezosa lobs it back again to the near post. Sent up, one touch to Rayleigh. Clegg with the goal to his back, sends it back out to Perrin. And here is Abdi Kadir on the far sideline.
Yeah, good job there by Perrin to send the ball out to Haji. Had space.
Haji keeping possession here as he pushes it back out into the midfield with Maris and over to Hornback.
Yeah, great job here for the Teal just to get the ball back out and reset like they did several times in the first half. They didn't like what they saw forward. They pushed it back out to reset.
Here in the 51st minute of the second half. Here is Luca. Trying to get the one touch to Clegg, but Rayleigh not there to help clean it up. And now Knox trying to get an attack organized here quickly, but it's poked out of bounds by Luca Perrin, allowing SIFC to get back in defense.
Yeah, good job there by Luca Perrin to slow down the counterattack. That push forward by Knox, they were coming heavy.
Luca Perrin using that tall frame of his to get control. And here's Rayleigh off the touch from Maris.
Great flick there by Maris.
Rayleigh tries to get it to Clegg, and it's intercepted here by Von Hogan.
Yeah, great footwork here by Von Hogan just to push the ball forward, but he stepped away from 4 Teal defenders there in a very quick manner.
Von Hogan interfered with there by Rayleigh.
And this is exactly, if you're Coach Nick Sturr, you want to see pressure-wise on that offensive attack. Good step.
Here comes that pressure as Sidi Muhammad gets tripped up on the touch forward. And I believe this is going to be a free kick to the Teal.
No, this is a free kick to Knox.
Certainly incidental, however that ended up.
Yeah,
but it is in fact a free kick to Knox. I was going to say it looked like the signal was to the Teal, but I was a little surprised that it would go that way.
Yeah, it absolutely could have gone either way, Kurt. Great stab.
And Irakoze pushes ahead to Bezosa, and now Maris. Maris gives it up here to Rayleigh. Rayleigh gets tripped up just off the 18. And I believe this is going to warrant a yellow card, and indeed it does.
Finn Rayleigh. Dylan Maris plays a beautiful ball to Finn Rayleigh. Beautiful little step over here by Finn Rayleigh, causing the defender to get confused and to cause that foul. Easy call for the referee. Finn Rayleigh, beautiful footwork there.
So a yellow card given to Franklin Von Hogan here in the 54th minute. And a similar opportunity for Southern Indiana from what we saw from Knox in the first half. About 25 to 30 yards off the 18 here from goal.
Yeah, Jake Calderbank talking to Haji Abdi Kadir saying, hey, let's play this ball in. Let's be smart about this. As he's standing right next to the master, Dylan Maris.
So it's Haji and Maris. Maris will back off the ball. Haji puts it right into the wall and cleared out here by Knox.
Right idea. It looked like Haji was trying to play the ball over the wall as onto a ongoing Dylan Maris. Unfortunately, it hit right into the wall.
But here is Maris working here with Abdi Kadir.
Yeah, a lot of space on that far side.
And again, a lot of this possession game, certainly not a bad idea here for Southern Indiana, but you have to keep possession as you keep winding time, but there's a turnover. Long ball pushed ahead. Ramirez trying to track it down here with Irakoze. Crossed inside, defended out by Luca.
Yeah, great job there by Luca Perrin. First play, and then Jake Calderbank to knock the ball out of bounds because Knox was coming, and they were going fast.
Again, Luca Perrin, standing 6 feet 5 inches tall, a defender from London, England.
And that's the thing, Luca Perrin is a big body, but he is fast as well. A big body with speed.
Another turnover here by Southern Indiana as Brad Hornback tries to play it in front, headed up and nearly tapped in there that time by Brophy.
Yeah, another opportunity there blown by Knox.
And now,
now you can't give it away there, guys.
Another turnover by Sidi Muhammad in a tough position. Knox with a little bit of momentum. Trying to work it around that time as Navas. No whistle. Navas gets up to the 18. Tapped out. Now over to Ramirez. Ramirez working onto the near side. Tries to push it in. SIFC caught on their heels a little bit, but here is Maris to tap it back out. The defense bending but not breaking at the moment for the Teal.
Yeah, that was a dangerous possession there defensively for the Teal. Great job to, like you say, Kurt, they bent but they did not break, and that was several opportunities there for Knox. They just could not punch in.
It certainly wasn't a lack of effort on Southern Indiana's part. They had plenty of bodies back, but Knox
great ball movement.
Just had excellent ball movement in that sequence. Irakoze leaves it back now here for Hornback. Here is Haji. Rolling ball to Sidi Muhammad.
Yeah, if you're the Teal right now, it's all about possession, it's about pace, and it's about patience.
Again, you certainly want to play for at least another goal here.
Yeah.
But the more time you possess, the more time that is Knox that does not have it, and more time off the clock. Maris lobs it forward. Nice ball here to Kellen Clegg. And Clegg has to keep it in bounds, facing up with 2 defenders.
Yeah, Kellen did a great job tracking that ball down, almost went out of bounds.
Bezosa now has it, crosses it inside, out of the reach of Rayleigh, back into the middle of the field. Here is Maris now, off the steal. Maris playing with the defender here as he works it over now to Bezosa. Overhead, Bezosa, reverse, into the back of the net! Score for Alan Bezosa! Goal number 8 on the season, his 3rd match in a row with a goal. 2-0 to the Teal.
Great ticky-tack play, great ticky-tack passing there for the Teal. The build-up was fantastic. Great finish by Bezosa, 2-0 Teal. Excellent finish.
Alan Bezosa, the Lou City FC Academy acquisition for Southern Indiana, had a goal on top of it with Dalton United from Dalton United as well. What a touch here, setting it up from Maris. Irakoze getting it as well. 5 or 6 different players, and on the reverse, gets it to the back left corner.
Possession, patience, finish. That's exactly what they did. excellent timing for the Teal when they needed it most to give them that space, that gap that they absolutely needed. 2-0 Teal. Great finish by Bezosa.
Well, that goal for Southern Indiana brought to you by Discovering the Difference with Covenant Realty, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Whether you're searching for your dream home or looking for the perfect commercial space, give Travis Atkinson a call at Covenant Realty at 502-641-9951 today. Well, now Brant McCoskey, the emotions change quite drastically here if you're 2 Knox.
Yep.
Lots of pressure given this championship environment.
Yeah, if you're 2 Knox, you absolutely have to push here. They've been pushing the entire match, but at the same time, now the gap has gotten bigger. Now you have to make up 2 goals instead of the 1. We're going to see a lot more pressure here from 2 Knox.
So including the goal that he had with Dalton against Dalton United in the U.S. Open Cup, that is now 9 goals scored this fall season by Alan Bezosa.
Alan Bezosa, a great acquisition for the Teal in the spring, and he has shown up ever since, and he's been so much fun to watch, and he is absolutely a finisher for this Teal team.
And it's certainly been cool to see how he has rolled with the punches, so to speak, because even though it's been a really good season for Southern Indiana here in the fall, lots of moving parts, players leaving, players coming into the fold, and yet he has remained a constant along with several other players.
Absolutely. He knows exactly what to do under pressure. He knows exactly what to do with pace. It's, again, like I said, he's extremely cool, calm, and collected on the ball. He knows exactly what his job is, and he is doing a fantastic job at it. So great job there by Alan Bezosa. But I can't get over the buildup and the patience in that tight space for the Teal. 4 or 5 different Teal players getting a touch on it, and then Alan Bezosa just hammers it home. So that was it. That was incredible to see.
But you can certainly expect now the pressure to be ramped up even more on the part of 2 Knox. Maybe an extra attacker forward, fewer defenders back as you try to at least get something here in this championship match. Zane Love taking that right off of the noggin of the attacker that time. That was Manrod who was trying to get the header. But Zane Love showing why he has been as good in the net as he has all season.
Well, and on that set piece, I had my eye on Zane Love every single second of that, and he watched the ball as soon as it left the foot, and he tracked that thing all the way up, and the timing on that was excellent for Zane Love.
Alan Bezosa pushing it ahead, has Horn back off the one touch to Clegg.
Oh, great ball.
Clegg loses it. And touched down there was Irakoze. He wanted a penalty on the corner of the penalty area that time. No whistle. And we continue play. And there's a little bit of chippiness right now here as you can hear Coach Nick Sturrett telling his team to walk away from whatever the commotion is.
Again, Kurt, you and I had talked about it. We knew this match would get chippy. Cooler heads prevail. Cooler heads absolutely prevail, and that's what the Teal need right now. Just walk away from the situation. Don't put yourself in a bad situation where you could get a yellow card and cost the team.
In fact, that's another thing to put the feather in the cap for Southern Indiana is the fact that they have not once this entire fall season have been assessed a red card.
Yeah, that's
several yellow cards,
yeah,
but not one red card, not one time where Southern Indiana has played with only 10 men on the field.
And that's part of their culture, right? Building championship habits. You want your best ability is your availability, and that's exactly what this Teal team has done. That is the culture that this team has built, and that's exactly what Nick Hunter wants from this organization, and they've done a great job at doing that this season.
Alan Bezosa off the feed from Perrin. You have Hornback playing a little up now along with Irakoze. Ball ahead now this time to Clegg, and it's poked away here by 2 Knox.
Great step.
Here is Sidi Muhammad off the steal. Tries to touch it to himself. Maris in on the fold as well. And Clegg with a one-touch over to Irakoze, who has to fiercely track that down along the far sideline. Crossed by Irakoze, sent back out into the middle, just out of the reach of Maris.
Great shoulder there off the ball there by Jake Calderbank.
Maris into the mid, over to Alan Bazoza.
But again, the spacing here for the Teal is absolutely impeccable. This is great to watch.
Irakoze up to Maris. Maris feeds it ahead, cross to Irakoze, shot inside, off the target that time as Irakoze right on top of the penalty spot on a couple touches, but pushes it off to the left side of the post.
Yeah, great ball in, great touch here, and off the volley, Irakoze just pushes it past that far post, and he is so frustrated with himself. He wants that one back. Great buildup for the Teal, though.
The Teal not backing off. They want insurance at the moment here as we tick into the final 25 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, they have not taken the foot off the gas here.
Here's a touch ahead, this time here by Knox. This is Aiden Ainsworth, who has checked into the ball game now here for Knox. Working that attacking left side, Alan Bazoza there to clean it up defensively. And Haji gets it off of the touch here to Muhammad. Here is Sidi Muhammad. Only one other player to work with that time, and it was Clegg on the far side. And Muhammad takes a little bit of a spill to the side that time as Nelson interferes with that one out of the goal.
Yeah, Sidi slow to get up there. From our vantage point, I thought Sidi had a little bit more space.
Dangerous ball right there off of the shoulder of Hornback. Looked like Hornback may have tried to get that to Zane Love as there's going to be a free kick assessed to Knox. Kellen Clegg not happy with that call as we take a look at this again.
Yeah, Kellen gets into the back of him, just puts a shoulder into the back of him.
Certainly
nothing too harmful there.
Sold very well, though, by Leonardo Santos as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised the referee didn't tell him that he went down a little too easily, but gets the call anyway.
So free kick here just to the left side of the logo here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex, home of the New Albany Bulldogs here in Southern Indiana. In fact, Finn Rayleigh, the attacking forward here for Southern Indiana, an alum, or soon-to-be alum of New Albany High School here. Knox taking their time as they try to get in the right position.
Yeah, if you're Knox right now, you need to be playing a little bit quicker, considering you're down 2 goals.
And right now, just a little tough getting organized here for Knox as Ramirez will push it forward.
Oh, and that's on me. They didn't have permission from the referee.
Here's a tough ball here taken, headed up. Couple Knox players trying to get some position inside, and it's touched out of there by Maris. High ball off the single touch, and a foul in the penalty area as Calderbank goes to the ground. It's going to be a free kick for Southern Indiana, but a tough hit there by Calderbank.
Jake Calderbank taking another hard hit, just gets hit hard in the back as he goes down, but again, bending, not breaking for the Teal defensive line.
That was Von Hogan. He already has a yellow card tonight. And Calderbank still being tended to in the penalty area. Looks like he may be up and okay, but still, if you're Franklin Von Hogan, you got to be careful playing with a yellow card like that close to the net with that kind of physicality.
Especially with the presence that he plays on this Knox team, right? You lose a player like him, who knows what could happen.
He has the tall frame on the back line, just like many players for Southern Indiana. And so we play on here as Calderbank, as you can see, playing up front and takes another spill. And now we're going to have another card assessed here this time. This time it'll be going to Andre Navas.
Yeah, just an absolutely massive hip check as Calderbank tries to turn away, just gets a hip. Yeah, that one's going to hurt. Jake Calderbank is going to need an ice bath after this match because he's going to be a little sore.
And if I'm not mistaken, Brant, Jake Calderbank has been on the receiving end of all three, or rather both of the cards so far assessed to Knox.
Again, he's not afraid to take a hit. He's not afraid to take a shot. But he's going to feel that one tomorrow.
Approaching minute number 70 here in a matter of moments.
Frustration starting to take its toll here for Knox. At least starting to take its toll for Knox.
All the while, Southern Indiana happy to just keep possessing the ball and winding every second they can. As Haji pushes it back into the middle here for Calderbank. And now to Rayleigh. Rayleigh has some help here with Muhammad. And Muhammad will take it. Haji back over to Perrin again.
And great possession here for the Teal. Knowing where their teammates are. They don't like what they see. They push it back, create space.
Few substitutions getting ready to go here for Southern Indiana as Finn Rayleigh works it now with Muhammad. Rayleigh up to Clegg, into the middle now to Irakoze. Calderbank working now here with Irakoze as there's a touch into the middle. Rayleigh comes away with it.
Great 1-2 touch possession here for the Teal. This is fantastic to see, creating space, finding the open players in tight quarters. They've shown it to us all match, Kurt.
20 minutes left to play here in regulation. Calderbank puts that one off the chest of the defender, but somehow Alan Bezosa comes back with it, and now over to Irakoze.
And again, just one little 1-2 passes, keep possession.
Well, and just like this here, Brant, they've wiped 2 minutes off the clock without a single touch here consistently for Knox.
Yeah, and again, they go into congested places on the pitch. They pull it back out. Then they send it in again.
Irakoze over to Haji and now to Muhammad, and it goes out of play. And we're likely going to see some substitutions here soon from Southern Indiana. As Sidi Muhammad told it to hold on, and it will be Kellen Clegg coming off of the pitch, getting the goal in the 15th minute. And coming in for him, a player we haven't seen in a while on the pitch is Matteo Finazzi, the native of Italy who will come in. Certainly good on the set pieces is Matteo. 3 goals also this season.
But hats off to Kellen Clegg, a fantastic match for him tonight. Obviously that goal early in the first half in the 15th minute, but great to see Matteo Finazzi on the pitch for the Teal.
That wind continued to blow, as you can hear. Brisk, falling temperatures. In fact, it was just a couple weeks ago you and I were talking, Brant, about how you certainly like playing in cold, rainy weather as a striker back in the day.
Absolutely. Here's a great opportunity for the Teal.
As Muhammad sent that forward to try and find Rayleigh, and it's poked out of bounds.
So greatest moment for me as a striker, Kurt, playing overseas. I played in Kiev, Ukraine, and we were playing in snow, about 5 inches of snow. I had a hat trick in that match, but we were playing with a bright orange ball with orange nets so we could see them, and they were shoveling the lines before the match at halftime. It was great. It was so much fun, sliding all over the place. That is my greatest memory of playing overseas. Absolutely.
Well, certainly not 5 inches of snow on the ground here on this pitch, but it is 30 degrees under a partly cloudy sky here in New Albany. As looking for Finazzi on the attack that time, handled by Nelson.
Again, Matteo Finazzi, a fantastic professional, great person on and off the field. Great to see him getting some run time for the Teal here tonight.
In fact, Matteo Finazzi played a little bit professionally in the state of Tennessee before playing for Deportivo Mi Jalisco in Nashville, before coming north here to join SIFC. Time continuing to waste away here on the clock here for Knox.
Again, precious time ticking away for 2 Knox. And the Teal are eating it up as much as they possibly can.
And certainly content to do so. Long ball sent in here by 2 Knox, easily headed there by Irakoze. And Fenazi will work it up here to Alan Bezosa. Stolen away now here by Navas. Loose ball. Rayleigh trying to corral it, going one-on-one there with the tall defender in Von Hogan.
I was going to say, height-wise, Finn Rayleigh had no shot on that one.
Here is Muhammad. As you can hear the wind continuing to blow here as Maris has an opportunity, a slight opening that time, but it just goes a little bit to the right. May have been deflected as well there by 2 Knox. It'll be a corner kick here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, we had a great angle on that one, Kurt, and unfortunately took a deflection, but Dylan Maris had great pace and yeah, just a fantastic pace on that ball.
Here is Fenazi to handle the set piece. He lobs it in, and off of the opposite header that time from Calderbank. Pushed up and over off the save from Nelson. That was Finn Rayleigh, who stands with hands on his head, saying that he had a wide open net right there, but Nelson makes a play.
Mateo Fenazi sends a great ball in. Header. Deflection. Finn Rayleigh, great job by Nelson to deflect that ball over the net.
Just pushing it off the side of his foot that time, but it results in another corner kick for Southern Indiana.
Yep, and Alan Bezosa, no hurry to get this ball back in play.
You can continue to hear the wind howling. Bezosa handles it from the opposite side, sent up, and pushed back out here for Muhammad.
Yeah, great save there.
Muhammad yanks it and goes wide.
Yep, great idea there by Muhammad. Just pushes it past the goalpost.
Well, Southern Indiana FC is brought to you by New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning, serving Louisville and Southern Indiana since 1978 with thousands of satisfied customers. They provide reliable installation and repairs to your furnace and air conditioning needs as well. For more information, give them a call at 812-944-6019 or Google New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning. Well, the wind kind of dying down a little bit here as we hit 76 minutes and counting. Here's Irakoze. Ahead now to Bezosa. Bezosa has a good ball trying to get it to Rayleigh that time, a little too strong.
Yeah, great push there for the Teal. Unfortunately, Finn Rayleigh couldn't get on the other end of that one.
Good ball ahead this time, but well defended there by Irakoze, who comes all the way off his line to the near side. He's been playing that attacking right side all game long, but he's over on the left side of the pitch at the moment playing some defense as it's poked out of bounds, stays here with the Teal.
Yep, and Haji just taking his time to go get that one.
"15 minutes left in this contest, notwithstanding with stoppage time.
Yep, the referee blowing his whistle saying, hey, let's pick up the pace here. Let's get the ball back in play. Oh, great little flick there by Bezosa.
And Rayleigh just touches it a little bit too much, but Maris is right there with it. 2 Knox with an opportunity here. Santos, top of the 18, gets it stolen away. Irakoze comes away with the loose ball with some help from Fenazi. But back comes 2 Knox again. This time it is Navas. Navas gets it punched away by Perrin.
Yeah, and Perrin did a great job seeing that the ball was hit too heavy and just knocks it out of bounds, allowing his Teal defensive teammates to get back. But good pressure here from 2 Knox. This is what they've needed all half.
Tipped up here for 2 Knox as Haji just lets that one go for a goal kick for Zane Love.
Yeah, smart play there by Haji just to shield the ball away and let it go out of bounds for a goal kick.
You can feel the anticipation growing just a little bit here now as Southern Indiana, all they have to do is weather the next 11 and a half minutes in regulation, not including stoppage time. Again, a championship on the line in the KYTN Conference, and also a chance to go to the National Fall Tournament for the UPSL as well. Here is an excellent ball sent forward as Irakoze crosses it up. Nobody there as Rayleigh just out of position that time for that one.
Yeah, Muhammad plays a great ball across. Irakoze tracks it down. Great ball to the box. Unfortunately, nobody home there for the Teal.
11 minutes left to play in regulation. The wind continuing to whip around. Stolen away by Muhammad. The possession game has been the name of the game for Southern Indiana here ever since that second goal by Alan Bezosa.
Love it, Zane.
Pushing ahead here is Fenazi. Or rather, that was Calderbank, I should say. And now Fenazi with some defense along with Maris as Knox continues to work the ball forward.
Oh, good ball.
Ahead here to Santos. Santos tackled by Muhammad. Tough play there by Sidi Muhammad as he pushes that out of bounds, but a free kick for Knox.
Yeah, Muhammad going in for the tackle, tries to get the ball, just goes in late.
Play at the feet and not the ball. You can certainly see why that's a foul.
Come on, Black, come on! Active, Black! Active!
You hear Coach Nick Sturrett pleading with his squad to stay active here in the final 9.5 minutes.
It's cold, their legs are getting tired, but at the same time, they have to stay disciplined defensively. They do not want to give up that goal and give Knox any sort of momentum to end this match.
So this acts as a de facto corner kick for Knox as you have Puel along with Ramirez standing over the ball. Short touch here as Ramirez.
Yeah, great job defensively there by Fenazi.
Crossed up and poked out of bounds there by Zane Love.
Yeah, Zane Love absolutely doing what he needed to do. You can hear Coach Nick Sturrett saying that was a smart play by Zane Love just to poke the ball out of bounds. Better safe than sorry in that scenario.
Ramirez setting up for yet another set piece.
Good ball in.
Lobbed up, punched out by Love, and headed further out by both Maris and Haji.
That's all right, that's all right.
Yep, good
That's
step.
okay.
Good step there by Sidi Muhammad.
See it?
Time continuing to whittle away here in this second half.
Ball's gotta move.
Finn Rayleigh, along with Maris, getting intercepted there by Aiden Ainsworth. Again, the substitute forward here in this one did not start this match, but he started the second half.
Great throw.
And pushed out of bounds. And a goal kick for Zane Love.
Yeah, Luca Perrin doing a fantastic job using his size and big presence to shield the ball away and let that ball go out of bounds and give Zane Love that goal kick.
Southern Indiana have only given up 2 goals in their last 6 matches. The first one, of course, being against Bowling Green FC on the road back on October 12th. And then just in their previous match on November 23rd against Lexington SC in the semifinal, a 2-1 victory for Southern Indiana. Here is Diego Ojeda, who's into the ball game for the first time for Knox. He works the ball forward along with Santos. Fenazi keeps it in play here for Southern Indiana. 7 minutes left in regulation. Knox getting a lot of opportunities here over the last 5 minutes. Cranking it from deep that time. An optimistic shot goes well over the back net and out of play.
Yeah, the Knox attack has had Southern Indiana's defense on their heels, but Knox has really not been able to do anything with those opportunities.
More substitutions here for Knox as Phineas Straussvogel will check into the ball game as Ben Brophy will come out. Again, Brophy, their leading goal scorer, coming out here with about 6 minutes left to play in regulation.
Yeah, Kurt, we had a little bit of a delay in the match there because the ball was set so far out of play they had to get a new ball.
But right now here, Brant, Southern Indiana having a few too many giveaways as there's an opportunity inside and a save off the shot on goal from Zane Love.
Again, way too many opportunities. Like I said a few seconds ago, this Teal defense has been on their heels. The Knox attack, again, we see the replay. A great opportunity there for Knox, just cannot capitalize. Again, Knox has had the chances. They just haven't been able to take advantage of them.
Andre Navas getting the shot on goal right there. One of the few and far between that they have had tonight for Knox. Even though you have 5.5 minutes left to play in regulation here, Brant, anything can happen.
Yeah, and we've seen time and time again this season, Kurt, with not just the Teal, but with other teams in other matches, that momentum can shift in a heartbeat and change the entire outcome of a match.
For Southern Indiana in particular, you harken back to the Paul DePay match in which they were down 2-0, the only time they've trailed all season. They end up winning that match 7-2, but that was, of course, 7 unanswered goals after going down 2-0 in the early going.
We actually talked to Nick Hunter about that match in our call on Wednesday when it comes to pressure in the match and trailing 2-0 and being able to play under pressure. They were under pressure for a little bit, but they were okay in that one.
Here is Bezosa off the steal, gets it to Maris. Maris over to Fenazi. Fenazi has a little bit of help here with Muhammad.
Yeah, good job there by Fenazi to pull the ball back.
Again, time, more of the issue here for Southern Indiana rather than scoring. Here is Haji. Playing the possession game here, two wily veterans, both Haji as well as Maris. 4 minutes remain.
Good job there by Perrin to call for the switch as he had created space on that back line. Good ball.
And Calderbank gets absolutely upended as he pushes the ball forward. And a yellow card going to be assessed again to Knox. And Calderbank again on the receiving end of it there. That time it is against Dennis Ramirez.
Yeah, as we see the replay, just going in for it. Oh, goodness gracious.
Took a shot to the quad right there and got absolutely turned over on his head. But Calderbank again toughing it out as he always does. Luca Perrin pushing it ahead. Fenazi getting his pocket picked there by Navas. And getting it right back is Maris. Again, Dylan Maris not getting any goals tonight so far, but he has created a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, he's been on the ball. He's been all over the pitch here tonight for the Teal. A great presence in the middle.
Keep coming, Mateo, keep coming.
Well, for over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision have been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers with certified technicians all over Southern Indiana like New Salisbury, Georgetown, and Clarksville. Choose Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision, where your insurance claims and getting you back on the road fast. You can also find them online or on Facebook. Things getting physical here and a little chippiness as well, as you see a little bit of hand fighting between Manrod as well as Maris.
Yeah, Knox was wanting to play the ball quickly, but Maris was not giving the ball back, so.
Organize when we step out.
Well, the pressure is immense now for Knox.
As you can still hear Coach Nick Sturrett yelling out instructions to his defense.
And pushed out of bounds. Goal kick here for Southern Indiana. Final 90 seconds of regulation. Oh, so close for the Teal to not only, after winning the regular season championship, can win the conference outright altogether here tonight.
Up and in. Up and in.
Zane Love with the long ball back into the middle of the field. Maris on the recovery. Gets it back, pushing forward. Flips it to himself, tries to anyway. But staying ahead here off of Fenazi. Into the final minute of regulation.
Great step.
Ooh, and Sidi Muhammad takes a hip shot that time from the Knox defender.
Yeah, Jake Calderbank absolutely letting the Knox defender know exactly his thoughts on that play. That was a very chippy play there from Knox.
That's Frankie Manrod, as you see both coaches from both sides right now. I believe that's Nick Sturrett having some words right now here with the Knox sideline. And you take a look at this again. Sidi Muhammad just getting swiped from behind there by Manrod. And now Sidi Muhammad has to fix a flat tire as we approach now stoppage time. 90 minutes have come and gone. The opportunities waning here now for Knox as we have continued conversation between the coaching staffs and the officials.
Yeah, we knew the end of this match would get physical, Kurt. We just, we always hope for no injuries. We hope for nothing too crazy. So we've been lucky so far. Yes, it's been chippy, but at the same time, great job there by Southern Indiana FC to just walk away from the situation.
So Muhammad puts it back in play. Again, at least a couple minutes of stoppage time here after the 90-minute mark. Back into the center. Maris pushing ahead here to Muhammad.
And if you're Muhammad right now, just take it to the corner. Just take it to the corner. Play possession.
Muhammad doing exactly that as we've gone 1 minute now into stoppage time. Into the second. Irakoze to the outside. Here is Bezosa with the left leg. Back to the right. Puts it inside. Trying to get another one up top there was Maris. And it's poked back into the middle.
Yeah, Maris unlucky. Tries to deflect the ball in. Great job by Fenazi here just to get the ball back.
Fenazi coming in here in the middle of the second half using his fresher legs to get possession back, and another free kick for Southern Indiana. They play it quick. Bezosa again, backing off, playing the time again. Here is Irakoze.
Oh, great footwork here from the Teal.
Bezosa. Back to Rayleigh. Rayleigh spins around, crosses inside, looking for Fenazi. It goes out of play. 2 minutes of stoppage time down, one more to go as it stands at the moment.
Great footwork there by all three Teal players. Gets the ball across. Fenazi waiting there. Two Knox defenders knock it out of bounds, but Fenazi was there ready to capitalize. Just couldn't get to him.
We can expect the final whistle any time now as Fenazi taking his time, getting to the corner. Sent up and in. Back into the midfield. Knox with one last-ditch effort, most likely here. Long ball sent forward. Zane Love way off his line. Big contact back into the middle. Knox trying desperately here at this point.
Yeah, Knox doing everything they possibly can to play the ball forward. Good ball here.
3 minutes down of stoppage time into the 4th minute.
Great job by Mohammed to track the ball down and get it back to Zane Love.
Love getting a little pressure applied here as Calderbank. Back inside. The second still ticking here in stoppage time. Hornback back and forth with Perrin, now to Love. Love sends it high back into the middle. That had a lot of hang time to that ball. There's a whistle and a free kick here to Knox as stoppage time continues.
Yeah, Knox doing everything they can to get the ball back in play. Waiting on the referee's whistle.
Coming up on 4 minutes of stoppage time. Lob inside. Zane Love handles it. And Love just going to hang on to it. Wait for everybody to clear out.
Yep, Zane Love doing a great job just to cradle it.
Minute number 5 of stoppage time.
Checking to make sure. He's just saying, making sure nobody's behind me. I'm going to hold on to it as long as I possibly can. Get my guys forward.
And he sets it down here as play continues. 4.5 minutes of stoppage time have come and gone. Knox trying again. Collision in the midfield. Fenazi comes away with it. Free kick awarded here, and again a few words being had between Fenazi and a couple of the Knox players. And Fenazi better be careful here.
Yeah, Fenazi has to be careful. Absolutely frustrated. He's been getting hassled quite a bit ever since he's come on the pitch.
Long period of stoppage time is agonizing everybody here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex. And there is the final whistle. Your 2024 Fall Kentucky-Tennessee Conference champions are Southern Indiana FC. 2-0 your final score.
Congratulations to the Teal. Congratulations to the Teal champions.
And with that, Southern Indiana FC will be the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference representative in the UPSL National Fall Tournament. It still remains to be seen if they will be hosting another home game here, but nevertheless, Brant McCoskey, the season continues.
Let the party begin in New Albany. The players go straight to the fans to celebrate. It's a great scene in New Albany. Congratulations to Southern Indiana. Congratulations to Nick Hunter, the entire Southern Indiana FC organization. What a season so far. Champions. Well done.
And as we've talked about time and time again with this organization, they've accomplished all their goals. It is literally gravy from here on out for the rest of this organization and for the rest of the season.
Yeah, this just adds the cherry on top. They've done everything right this season, not only as a team, as an organization. They've gone through the ups and the downs, and they've come out on top.
And so the trophy is certainly on hand here, as they've already lifted one trophy as regular season champions, and now they get to lift another one as conference champions outright from this conference tournament here in the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference. What a story this certainly is. 13 wins in a row after that draw to start the fall season against Lexington SC back on August 25th. And now looking for 14 in a row.
Well, and Kurt, looking back at this season so far, and a huge appreciation for this entire organization, but the fact that you and I have been a part of all of these matches, and just to see this happen, to see this taking place, to see this celebration is so awesome.
Well, tonight's broadcast of Southern Indiana FC has been brought to you by River City Mortgage. Accessible, authentic, transparent. Your final score once again in this one, 2-0 Southern Indiana FC knocks off Knox. They are your KYTN Conference champions for 2024. For all of us here at ISC Sports Network, for Brant McCoskey, Sean Walker, our director, and Sam Waugh on the graphics as well, Elijah Mash, our cameraman, I'm Kurt Darling, saying so long till next time. You've been watching Southern Indiana FC here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint. Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week.